From talks of a Sheriff Woody prequel to questionable motives for an additional film, these are the biggest fan theories about Toy Story 5, the first ever Pixar film turned franchise, centering around the heroic cowboy Sheriff Woody Pride and his pals, is heading into its 5th installment. That's right. Despite Pixar's promise to take a break from sequels and focus on original movies, they are set to release multiple sequels in the coming years, with Toy Story 5 being the most anticipated of the list. The audience is still on the edge of their seats. Fans are scouring the internet for any information about the highly anticipated plot. There are a lot of opinions about how the dynamic team behind these iconic films will bring these beloved characters back together for another adventure, perhaps a look into Woody's past with a prequel. Pixar movie lovers are intrigued by the thought of a Woody backstory. For nearly 30 years, Toy Story fans have been debating our favorite cowboy's history. Some insight into the origins of Woody can be found in a scene from 1999's Toy Story 2. The greedy toy collector, Al McWiggin, bargains with Andy's mom, Jennifer, in an attempt to take Woody. Jennifer declines, stating that Woody's an old family toy.
Oh, now, how did this get down
Just
here?
enter the sheriff, nice and easy.
Very well. $5.
I'm sorry, it's an old family toy.
The director of the franchise, John Lasseter, said, "We always thought that Woody is kind of a hand-me-down to Andy from his father. There's a whole storyline to explore." Although, in 2019, Tom Hanks, the voice of Woody, said on The Ellen DeGeneres Show that Toy Story 4 would be his last time playing the character. Things must have changed. Tim Allen, the voice of the franchise's character Buzz Lightyear, dropped us a hint on Twitter, saying, "See you soon, Woody. You are a sad, strange little man and you have my pity." And off we go to number 5, to infinity and beyond. So, our adventure seekers are back together again. Pixar must have gotten the memo that fans were in an uproar when 2022's Toy Story spin-off Lightyear, focusing on Buzz's storyline, came out with no Woody. The film didn't quite have the same result at the box office that Pixar grew accustomed to with other films in the franchise.
You and me, we're not the same.
Maybe that's what encouraged this 5th movie. It's exciting to think we could be getting a classic Toy Story movie. That first film set the bar. The heartwarming camaraderie, the wonder of adventure, and the villain you love to hate. Speaking of the monster, another character fans would be interested in seeing a spin-off for is the mischievous kid next door, Sid Phillips.
Patient is prepped. One's ever attempted a double bypass brain transplant before.
The freckled-faced toy terrorizer is the only human character in the entire franchise that's ever seen the toys come to life. Sid's carried the burden of knowing toys are sentient his whole life. I wonder if he told anyone. Would you? Aside from a brief cameo in Toy Story 3 where we see an adult Sid in a vest and his identifiable skull t-shirt working as a garbage collector, there's been no mention of him. There's interest in his storyline, that's for sure. If not feature a film, maybe they'll give Sid a cameo. That would give us some closure on how he was affected by the infamous toy attack. Or perhaps a spin-off of a new character. A new fan favorite from Toy Story 4, Forky, the imaginative figure made from trash. Forky has won the hearts of the audience and has a successful Disney Plus series. Forky asks a question. Many fans are expecting to see Forky in the mix, as well as other characters that the audience grew attached to in the 4th installment. Keanu Reeves' character Duke Kaboom, Canada's greatest stuntman, is one of interest. The boisterous daredevil captured the hearts of many with his touching backstory and excitable personality.
Duke Kaboom!
Can you do the jump?
Yes, I Canada!
Speaking of new characters, another theory that Toy Story fan Brookings18 shared on Reddit is the thought that in Toy Story 5, new characters could be introduced in an attempt to pass the torch, retire the Buzz and Woody storylines, and start anew. But can you imagine a Toy Story without your old pals Buzz and Woody? Fans have divided on this topic. Some would sooner see it come to an end than carry on without them. Others feel that opening it up to new characters to continue the legend of the living toys would be a great way to honor the original Pixar film. The fanbase seems to think that the only option for a seamless route to more films is to ignite a spark and create a new branch on the Toy Story tree. There are some fans who just aren't ready to say goodbye and want a bigger sense of finality in the Buzz and Woody saga. Superfan Joe Bauer made a plot pitch video outlining what would be the most emotional ending to a Toy Story film to date, giving Woody's story a sense of conclusion. After many years of adventures, he comes to realize that toys are not immortal, as his soulmate Bo Peep begins to seize up and become an inanimate object that humans know them to be. he searches for a final resting place for the two of them. Woody finds himself in a retirement home. In his last moments, he can get the opportunity to reunite with the now old man, Andy, his original owner. He tells Andy of all the wonderful ways they supported him as he grew and the adventures that they endured over the course of their lives. In the end, the story and Andy and his reliable pal Woody come to an end. Now, with that incredibly emotional rendition of what Film 5 could possibly entail, Pixar CEO Pete Docter offered up some juicy fan bait in an interview with The Wrap. Docter says that Toy Story 5 is going to be surprising, and teased that the sequel has got some really cool stuff that audiences haven't seen before. He adds that they try not to think too much about the future, saying making the movie takes you places, unexpected places, which is what I love about the creative process. So we may not be the only ones with few details. Sounds as though the Toy Story team likes to let the story guide itself. Producer of the films, Mark Nielsen, says that they treat every film like it's the first and the last. So you force yourself to make it hold up. You don't get in over your skis. Whether there's another one, I don't know. If there is, it's tomorrow's problem. One thing we have grown to expect from Toy Story is a tearjerker ending. They always know just how to tug on those heartstrings to leave us all sobbing in the theater. The original ends on Christmas morning. Andy, the toy owner, receives his first dog for Christmas, Buster. Film 2 ends with Andy leaving for summer camp. The toys are having a bit of a party when Woody walks alone over to the window to watch Andy leave. Buzz joins him and asks, "Are you still worried?" To which Woody replies, "About Andy? Nah, it'll be fun while it lasts. Besides, when it all ends, I'll have old Buzz Lightyear to keep me company, for infinity and beyond." Toy Story 3's seemingly perfect ending with all the toys happily in their new home with a kindergartner, Bonnie, as Andy leaves for college driving into the sunset. Then, in the unnecessary but overall fantastic fourth film, after a long and seemingly endless adventure, Woody decides to leave his chosen family and embrace life as a lost toy with his true love, Bo Peep. It's the gift that keeps on giving. We expect nothing more from the franchise due to its ability to wrap up a movie with a neat little bow. Yet here we are, awaiting number 5. It's because all of the movies have always seemed to be the last that has led some to accuse Pixar of making Toy Story 5 as a blatant cash grab instead of being motivated by any creative impetus, which brings on a fear that develops the longer the franchise continues. It's fair to say that Toy Story fans are a little nervous. We've seen it too many times, where a great franchise that doesn't quit while they're ahead crashes the party with a stink bomb. It only takes one bad movie to ruin a franchise. But fans are prepared to put their fear aside and have faith, as the Toy Story team hasn't steered them wrong yet. Well, there you have it. From talks of a Sheriff Woody prequel to questionable motives for an additional film, those were the biggest fan theories about Toy Story 5.